New Neymar to Liverpool. Everyone already knows that Liverpool are still looking for a midfielder. However, the Reds are after reinforcements on the offensive line. The absence of Sadio Mane and Divock Origi, who left at the beginning of this season, was felt at the beginning of the season, and the search for young names in the same profile gained momentum. By the end of the season, more players will need to be found in the striker zones as Roberto Firmino's contract expires. Kate Gordon and other juniors could potentially provide some of the answer, but a more senior option will also be needed. The name of the young star observed by the Reds and following Jürgen Klopp's plans has been revealed. According to Spanish sources, Liverpool are interested in Kamaldeen Sulemana, who plays for France's Rennes team. African football writer Gary Alsmith told the BBC in March of this year, "If you haven't seen Sulemana, then just think of Kylian Mbappé. He's not as refined as Kylian Mbappé right now, but he's going to step up. Kylian Mbappé's, there will be days when Kamaldeen will probably be compared to Mbappé in the future. He's raw, and that's why Rennes was one of the best places for him to go." The Ghanaian international, who was not 21 years old until February and signed for Rennes only last summer, is worth £16 million by Transfermarkt. He still needs work on the overall roundness of his game, but he is a very open player. Based on the dribbles completed in Europe's top 5 leagues, it is in the 99th percentile. He also found himself in the 87th percentile in carrying the ball vertically. FBref has identified former Barcelona and Chelsea forward Pedro as the player most stylistically similar to him at the start of 2022. Federico Chiesa, who was linked to a £70 million transfer to Liverpool last summer, was second on the list. Last year, he put on a shining performance ahead of Neymar and Lionel Messi in a 2-0 win against PSG. By November, he was statistically above Neymar as the best dribbler in Ligue 1 in his first season in France. Comparing the player to Mbappé and Neymar is not very normal right now, but it is quite impressive that he caught them in certain areas. Sulemana is an exciting talent Liverpool has in mind. It could be a wise addition to effectively replace Divock Origi and Takumi Minamino, who have been sacked at the start of the season, in reserve positions. Liverpool can get the name most similar to Kevin De Bruyne for free. Unfortunately, going out and buying a Haaland or De Bruyne isn't simple. Both are potentially unique talents in their respective positions. Creativity from the midfield has become a problem for Liverpool. Liverpool have an orchestrator in the midfield like Thiago, who can dictate the tempo and ensure constant progress. However, he rarely tries to shoot and mostly likes to make deep passes. In terms of offensive contribution, Harvey Elliott seemed like an evolving solution this season. However, he could not fully embrace that role. However, there is a name on the market that can offer the free De Bruyne contribution. Yuri Tielemans has been linked to Liverpool many times before. Even in the summer, the interest was high, but it did not materialize. Now, Italian sources have revealed that FSG sees the Leicester City player as a free signing as his contract expires next year. Considered to be part of all the trade numbers in his Premier League career to date, he is now posting some truly eye-catching creative numbers. No one has come close to De Bruyne in terms of assist prospects this season. A frightening amount ahead of everyone else. But Tielemans deserves credit for being next in line. He has only 1 assist this season, but in assist expectation stats, he's second at 0.29 per 90 minutes, just ahead of Elliott. The Tielemans transfer may prevent Elliott from progressing in his new role, but this rate could benefit Liverpool. The former Fulham player is still young and has a lot of qualities to improve. It's not fair right now to expect him to imitate De Bruyne. Tielemans, 25, shows a neat profile fit. On top of that, questions have been raised as to whether Elliott had the right skill set to adequately protect Trent Alexander-Arnold. While Tielemans is not a defensive midfielder, his extra maturity perhaps makes him a safer mid-term option in this regard and will be a move that will save the youngster from unfair scrutiny in this episode. Juventus and Real Madrid are also said to be interested in Tielemans. They have the advantage of being able to negotiate from January. But being his answer to compatriot De Bruyne at Anfield is certainly an impressive prospect for Tielemans. Maybe it's the right time for FSG to bring him to Liverpool. Great news for Liverpool. Liverpool's left-back Andrew Robertson is working hard to catch up with Arsenal. According to the latest news, Andrew Robertson may return to the starting 11 for Liverpool against Arsenal in the Premier League next weekend. Robbo last appeared for the Reds a month ago against Napoli and suffered a knee injury late in the 4-1 loss. Since then, he has not played in the Champions League groups against Ajax and Rangers. He also did not take part in the last Brighton game played in the league. While the club has not announced a return date for Andy, his early return will be a useful option to get the season back on track. While Kostas Tsimikas has done a great job in Robbo's absence, the Scottish captain's return would be a huge boost. Jürgen Klopp told the club's website on the 30th of September that Robbo was already running on the pitch, calling it a good sign. "I hope he has continued to improve his fitness levels since then and is now looking forward to playing. It's definitely not easy to put a player who has won 9 of his 10 games against Arsenal for Liverpool on the bench." Robbo also has 1 goal and 2 assists against Gunners in the Premier League. But given the fact that he just came back from injury, a fast-paced game might not be a healthy choice for his comeback. Considering Liverpool's recent history of injury problems, it's a good sign that Klopp can be selected for a replacement. Left-back is a position where Liverpool have 2 great players. Whether it's Kostas or Andy, we're sure they'll do well against the Gunners. Jürgen Klopp has unlocked a new Liverpool position that 6 players will want. When Diogo Jota came to Liverpool a little over 2 years ago, he stood out for his versatility. Jota scored 15 of his Liverpool goals with his right foot, 10 with his left foot, and 9 with a header. He showed that he can play multiple positions and uses both feet effectively. But even for the 25-year-old actor, Tuesday was an unusual experience. Because Liverpool faced Rangers with a different formation. Klopp said they played 4-4-2 after the match, but there were signs of the 4-2-3-1 system during the match. Jota partnered with Nunez and tried to play more like an attacking midfielder behind him. This lineup is not a new choice under Klopp, but the German manager has not tried it recently. This formation was last used for a while in 2018 to 2019, but then he preferred the 4-3-3 formation. However, the game and lineup played against Rangers opens the door to a different window. Moreover, this lineup gave a performance. On Tuesday, Jota put on a masterful match for pressing power and creating space for his friends. It didn't play exactly like number 10, but with Klopp's development of this system, it may be an opportunity to have different options at his disposal. The best example of this is Roberto Firmino. The Brazilian star has already proven that he can play this role before. Also, Naby Keita acted in this role several times. Curtis Jones' talents could make him an option in this role. However, there are 2 more young talents most suitable for this role. Harvey Elliott and Fabio Carvalho transferred this season. Elliott started the season as a right-wing midfielder and puts up an offensive performance. Carvalho spent most of last season playing as Fulham's number 10, scoring 11 goals and 8 assists in 38 games. The 20-year-old looks like the most promising of all the options available, given that Liverpool will continue to use this system. It is already a matter of curiosity how Klopp will appear on the field against Arsenal on Sunday.